Hi everybody, this is Sophie, and today we're talking about microbes. Again, I've got a question for you. Have you ever gone camping in a river? How about swimming in a garden? No? Well, why not? You may not have said this, but it's because the environmental conditions are bad for camping in a river or swimming in a garden. And what that means is the normal way the world is around you is what we call its environment. Does it rain a lot where you're from? Then I'm guessing you're in a wet environment. Do you get a lot of snow? Well, then you're living in a cold environment. You see, the normal way the world is around you, that's your environmental condition. But living things, including microbes, can be found in both Antarctica, where it is very cold, and in the desert, where it is very dry. How is it possible that living things can live in so many different environments? The answer is that living things, including microbes, change when their environment changes. This is a process called adaptation, and this is very important because we know that the world around us that we live in is changing all the time. Weather changes, the climate changes. I'm changing every day by learning new skills that will help me adapt when I get to be as old as my parents are. But unfortunately, not every living thing is able to change quickly enough when their environment changes. The living things and the microbes that change fastest have what we call a competitive advantage. Their changes make them better suited to the new environment. And unfortunately, if the environment changes are bad enough, then those that have a competitive advantage may be the only ones who can survive. And we call this process natural selection because we select those that have a competitive advantage, the ones who have adapted to the new changes in their environment. And we've already learned how fast that microbes duplicate themselves. And every time they duplicate like this is called a generation. And they duplicate so quickly. And that means that they have the opportunity to adapt to an environmental change very quickly. Microbes, including harmful pathogens, can adapt to almost anything we use to stop them. They have this power, rapid adaptation, that makes them the ultimate survivors. But guess what? We humans can do some things that microbes can't do, and that's invention. We have medicine, and when we take medicine, we change the environmental conditions in our bodies where the microbes are living, and that makes it harder for microbes to live. Unfortunately, as we've already learned, microbes are the ultimate survivors. They can adapt, sometimes very quickly, even to medicine. And when they adapt to a medicine, we call it resistant. So what we end up with is a race. We humans invent medicine, but microbes will always learn how to resist it because they adapt so quickly. Then we have to invent more new medicine. And then new microbes will learn how to resist that too. And so on, and so on, and so on. But we all can do some things that help humans win this race. And we're going to learn more about that next time. But for today, let's just remember what we've learned. The environment is a set of conditions, but it can change. And when it does, then living things need to change as well. And they do that through adaptation. Competitive advantage means that a fast-changing living thing gets a leg up, an advantage over those that change less quickly. And natural selection happens if the slow changing microbes can't survive in the newly changed environment and die off. Resistance means that a microbe has learned an adaptation to medicine. That's all for today. Come back again next time and we can learn more about what we can do to help us win the race against microbes, the ultimate survivors.